So, I saw Wonder Woman, I think the day it came out. I have HBO Max for free through my internet provider. So they just told me I had it for free, and I was like, oh, well, I'll use it. So I'll use it for free. So Wonder Woman came out, and I said, why not? Let me watch it. So they have all like the DC movies on there. So I watched the first Wonder Woman because I hadn't seen it since I saw it in the theaters, and I said, "Well, I didn't like this. It was a stupid movie, but I'll watch it again because it may lead into the next movie or something." So I watched it again, and the first one, Wonder Woman, sucked dicks. Um, and I'll go into that later. I think maybe the first Wonder Woman sucked dicks, and I remember being sitting there just being bored by it. But I said, all right, let me see part two. Cheetah's gonna be in it. I'm not a huge Wonder Woman fan, but I know of the characters, and it might be cool to see how they do Cheetah, how they portray her, and all that stuff. So I said, let's watch it. So I know this is late, but I just had to jump on the bandwagon because I love how I mean, they're not failing because I guess they're still making money, and these pathetic losers who you call writers are actually making money still and still getting jobs. And these directors and shit licking producers keep getting paid to do this garbage. So I guess they're not really losing, but it's fun to see that the majority of the fans or the viewers actually hate the garbage that these pieces of shit people keep making. So I'm not going to go into it too much. And I was contemplating not even doing this video, but I was like, let me just get on the bandwagon and mention a few things that I had to mention. So the first thing I got to mention is, and I'm going to be jumping all over the place, fuck it. The way that they do these people's powers in these fucking movies, these lazy writers, the way that they do the powers of these characters is a fucking joke. Wonder Woman has the powers of a god. She's almost as strong as, I'm not going to say she's almost as strong as Superman because she's not. But she's up there. She could stand toe-to-toe with Superman for a little while, which means she is fucking strong. I mean, like, and when I say strong, I don't mean like she can lift a car over her head strong. I mean like this bitch could topple a mountain strong. She's like another level strong. And she's strong, and apparently she's got super speed. Apparently, and this is probably why I'm not a fan of the character because and characters like Superman have these powers that are just stupid and don't make sense. I'm not really fans of them because it's just like a joke. So apparently she has super speed because she can catch lightning bolts with a rope, with a lasso, a magical lasso, which means that if you're fast enough to see lightning strike, aim, throw a lasso, connect with it, and then be able to pull yourself. You know how fast you'd have to be? How fast lightning strikes? So obviously she's just as fast as the Flash, apparently. So she can do that, but she can't block bullets when she's losing her powers for some reason. She gets hit by bullets. For some reason, she can't block bullets from regular men. That doesn't make sense. Cheetah, at one point, they're in the presidential office, and Cheetah, who made a wish to be as strong as Wonder Woman, so she should be as strong. Even if Wonder Woman is losing her powers, she's still fast enough and strong enough to be dangerous to regular humans. Being hit by her would be equivalent to being hit by a wrecking ball at full speed or a train at full speed. Yet Cheetah, who now shares these powers, comes in and she kicks Wonder Woman and she kicks Trevor. I think that was his name, Captain Kirk's character. She kicks Wonder Woman and she kicks Captain Kirk. Somehow she kicks both of them in two different directions with one foot. These fucking writers are just, I mean, god damn. She comes in, she kicks both of them with one foot, and they go. I don't know if she has a gigantic foot, or maybe she just did like two kicks really fast, but they didn't show her jump and use 2 feet. So she kicked with one foot, kicked both of them with one foot. It knocks Wonder Woman down, whatever. But she kicks them. Not only does Trevor survive the fucking kick, he gets up immediately. This is Cheetah. She's not a trained fighter. She just got these powers, so she doesn't know how to restrain herself. She wouldn't know how to hold back. She's just going to kick like a normal human would kick, not realizing that her kick can topple the side of a house. And obviously, she didn't control her kick because look how far back it knocked Diana. So if you're able to knock back Diana with that kick, then that same kick would crumple. It would turn Captain Kirk's body into dust. At the very minimum, it would break half of his body off. Half of his body would collapse and he would just drop dead. But she kicks him, he gets right back up. And then Wonder Woman is then fighting, I guess they're Secret Service agents. And I understand she's losing her powers, but that shouldn't mean shit, because if you go from being able to topple a mountain with one punch, then that means even if I take away 50% of your power, because she wasn't powerless. They established that she didn't lose all of her power. She lost some of them. Even if you take away let's say 75% of the power from someone who can topple the mountain with one punch, that still means that person can crush a car with one punch. So this woman's still insanely strong and still insanely fast when you compare her to a regular human. Yet she's having a fight with Secret Service agents who are hitting her with bullets. And she's like getting hurt and she has to retreat. Diana has been alive for centuries. And apparently the Amazonians, all they do when they're not scissoring each other is they are fighting. Apparently that's all they fucking do is fight and train and have competitions and tests of skill and strength. That's all they fucking do, because that's all you see them doing. They don't have schools that they go to. They don't have malls. They don't have parks. It looks like they just have fucking training arenas that they train in. And then once they're finished training, they go into a little hole somewhere and they finger each other and then they go back to training. This looks like that's all that they do. So Diana has been alive for centuries and she has been training for centuries. Not only has she been training for centuries, but she received most of her training from probably the best warrior on the damn island. So this woman would be the best fighter in the whole DC universe because she has been, again, training for centuries. Yet this warrior who's been training for centuries, who has the power of a fucking god, she's having trouble beating up men. There's so many stupid things I can mention in this movie, but videos have been made, and since my video's late, I'm not going to go into all of them. I'm just going to go into the stuff that was so comical that it made me have to make this fucking video. So she can't do any of that. Okay. Then the Cheetah Woman, she just says she unknowingly becomes more powerful. She says she wants to be like Diana. She did not knowing that Diana's a fucking goddess, and so that she's going to get these powers. She doesn't know that stuff. But then what bothers me is her second wish. Her second wish, did she tell the guy she wanted to be a cheetah? Is that what she said? I want to be a cheetah? And if so, why didn't she turn into an actual cheetah? Did she say, I want to be a woman with the powers of Diana who looks like a cheetah but is still an actual woman? I can still stand on two. I want to look like a cheetah version of myself? Is that the wish that she made? And why would she make that wish? That is fucking stupid. You already have superpowers. Why do you wish to look like a cat? What normal person who already now has the powers of a superhero would now say, I want to look like a freak. Please make me look like some sort of demonic freak that will frighten people. Is that what she wished for? She already got her wish, so that's what she wished for. Then you got the thing with Diana, learning how to make the plane invisible. Again, I'm not a big fan of the character, so I don't know how the plane is invisible, and that was always stupid to me. But if this happened in the comic books, then this is a joke on the comic books too. But I doubt it. In the movie, she learned how to make things invisible with her hands and never used it. So Diana knows how to make things invisible, but never uses them to make anything else invisible. And then she's going to stop the wish guy, the genie guy, and has this fight with all of these like soldiers. Why didn't she just make herself invisible and then walk in the building and punch the wish guy in the face? She couldn't knock Mando out while she was invisible? I only make a plane invisible? That don't make no sense. I was watching this movie in awe of how bad and stupid it was. And on top of that, it was so boring. I mean, the movie was goddamn boring. The action was horrible with these stupid... Gal Gadot is gorgeous. She's a gorgeous woman, and she's getting a lot better at acting. Well, maybe she always was a passable actress before, but she did her little crying scenes, and it wasn't comical. So I was, oh, okay. But I still never would have cast her. It's Diana. Like I said, she's the best warrior in the whole DC universe. She would be obviously better than Superman. Superman shouldn't know how to fight. He's just super strong. Superman is in his early 40s in the comic books. He didn't start really using his powers until his mid 20s. So let's say he's been fighting for 15 years. So hasn't trained that much. Batman is a man. He has limits, and he's only lived for so long. So he's trained for, let's say, 15 to 20 years himself. Wonder Woman has trained for centuries. And again, as I've said earlier, this was not on again, off again training. This was like constant. This is my life. I just train all day. So this woman is a combat expert. I don't even remember what I was going with that. So she's a combat expert, so you have to show that on the screen. You got to show that Diana is this ultimate warrior. And you don't pick someone who can't do moves properly, where you have to rely on just bad CGI and bad slow motion. And when I say bad CGI, I'm talking about that fucking lasso. The way they use that lasso is really a fucking joke. But bad choreography. And when I say bad, I mean it was bad only probably because Gal Gadot's that's not something she does or something she's good at. Not only that, but she's really tall, so it's probably harder for her to do certain moves, and she's lanky. You got to cast someone that can make it believable. I mean, damn, you can't. The choreography was just bad in this, and I would not have picked Gal Gadot. I said that about the first film. I would not have picked her. Just her action scenes just look dumb. They look stupid. And then with that cheesy goddamn music, it's just really fucking bad. Why did Mando have a Filipino son? Was that his biological kid, or did he adopt him? Because he was clearly Mexican with blonde hair. Why did he have blonde hair? And why did he have a Filipino son? Who was the kid's mom? Where was the kid's mom? It just seemed like, why is this kid in this fucking movie? It just was weird seeing him, and it really disturbed me seeing his face for some reason. I don't know what it was. They kept showing him like, who's this Filipino child? That's Mando's kid? Is that kid supposed to be Mexican? Or, I mean, that's racist. Let me not say that. What's this guy's name? Pedro Pascal is Chilean. He's not Mexican, so that's fucking racist of me to say. But I don't know. Was the character supposed to be Mexican? Was he Chilean, or what was the wish guy? What was I don't even know the guy's name. What was the genie guy? What was his nationality in the movie? Because I know the character in the comic book is white, and this guy wasn't white because his hair was blonde, but in the flashback it was black. So, and he didn't look. Was he maybe? In the movie, was he Indian? I don't know. Who the fuck knows? But he was not Filipino. But he had a Filipino child. And that shit is just so many little things. And it's like the whole movie. It was little things, big things, small things, everything. Why, why when Diana wished for Captain Kirk to come back, did Captain Kirk not come back? Why did his soul come back and inhabit a strange man? Who picked the man? Why was that man's body picked for Captain Kirk's soul? Why did that happen? Are we going to acknowledge the fact that Wonder Woman is a fucking rapist? That she raped this man who did not know he was having sex with her? This man who did not give consent to being fucked by a Amazonian? Are we not going to establish? Are we not going to talk about the fact that this man did not know that he was going to be engaging in these sex acts? These people just stole his body, and it was okay. I mean, Diana clearly knew that this man was a different human, who just, I guess, had Captain Kirk's consciousness. Yet she raped him anyway. She used his body as a sex toy. I guess it's because he's a man. He doesn't have those rights. It would have to be a woman for that to be a problem, I guess. So Diana's now a rapist. She's a rapist. She is a follower and a loser. She is also a shitty fighter. So this movie was, I guess, really just a fuck you to Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman didn't know how to fly after all of this. And this is going to take me back into the first one. I'm going to talk about the first one a little bit. Because this dumb bitch don't know. How would she learn? Why doesn't she know her abilities? In the first movie, Wonder Woman doesn't know that she got super strength. How does she not know that? Super strength is not something that you turn on and off. It's just, that's your being. You would just have figured that out. But she doesn't know it. She finds out as she's trying to climb a building to get the weapons so that she can go to Europe. Same thing in this movie. Why did she not know that she could fly? Just never tried it before, and all these years she's been alive for centuries, so she didn't know all this time. In a world where on an island where you're constantly engaging in all these activities that cause you to jump off of cliffs and jump off of mountains, just never happened. I don't know. I don't even want to go into the first movie anymore. Because the first movie was a piece of garbage and a piece of shit, and I watched it again, and I was just like, this is a piece of shit, and I wanted to talk about it, but I'm not going to talk about it because it's a waste of time. I'm just going to focus on the second one. I guess DC they just know that they're going to keep making shit. Because now they're going to be releasing them solely, not solely, but they're going to be releasing them on HBO Max. So that I guess they can say in the future, well, our movies didn't make a lot of money, not because they weren't good. It was just, it was the pandemic, and then we had to transfer them over to HBO. So we don't have that many people going to the theaters to see these movies anymore. We all know that's bullshit. So I'm rambling on at this point. Please don't watch this movie if you haven't. Don't pay to see it. If you could see it for free, watch it, because you got to see how fucking bad this movie is and how stupid it is. The fact that Diana really loved this guy so much. I mean, she only knew Captain Kirk for like a month. She knew him for a month, and she loved him that much that she would fuck a strange man she never saw before. That doesn't happen. She knew this guy for like a month. I mean, shit. Let's say they were on the boat from the island to Europe for about a couple weeks. They had spent the time on the boat. And then when they got to Europe, that sequence of events took less than 2 weeks. So less than a month. She knew him less than a month. And she loved him so much that after decades, she just said, oh, well, his consciousness is back. I'm going to open myself up to this strange looking man I've never seen before just because he says he's Trevor. That doesn't make sense to me. And this woman she didn't meet no men from between the fucking 30s and the 80s for 50 years. She hasn't met anybody. Almost half a century, this woman hasn't met any man. I mean, come on, it's Diana. This type of woman would not just say, oh, I have sexual cravings and I'm not going to give in to them ever. Because you see in the movie, after Trevor dies, she sort of says, oh, well, this guy's available. I'll fuck him. That's never happened in between. The movie's stupid. Don't waste your time. I'm not going to go on because this video is longer than I wanted it to be. Fuck you, DC. And fuck you, Warner Brothers. Whoever made this garbage. Fuck off.